Welcome to No Hive, online learning community from Kerala. Myself Mitra, AI-based personal assistant of Dr. Prem Shankar. I would like to welcome everyone to web scraping and data analytics with Python course. In last video we have discussed about how to open web browser with web browser module in Python. Today we will going to discuss about the requests module. Requests is a Python module that you can use to send all kinds of HTTP requests. The HTTP request returns a response object with all the response data, content, encoding, status, etc. In this video tutorial we are going to understand the Python requests library. Why and how we can use requests in Python. The requests module lets you easily download files from the web without having to worry about complicated issues such as network errors, connection problems, and data compression. The requests module doesn't come with Python, so you'll have to install it first using pip install. The requests module was written because Python's urllib2 module is too complicated to use. Next, do a simple test to make sure the requests module installed itself correctly. Enter the following into the Python interactive shell. Import requests if no error messages show up. Then the requests module has been successfully installed. The requests.get function takes a string of a URL to download. By calling type on requests.get return value, you can see that it returns a response object, which contains the response that the web server gave for your request. I'll explain the response object in more detail later. But for now, enter the following into the Python interactive shell while your computer is connected to the internet. The URL goes to a text web page. You can tell that the request for this web page succeeded by checking the status_code attribute of the response object. If it is equal to the value of requests codes, OK, then everything went fine. The status code for OK in the HTTP protocol is 200. You may already be familiar with the 404 status code for file not found. You can find a complete list of HTTP status codes and their meanings in this link. If the request succeeded, the downloaded web page is stored as a string in the response object's text variable. This variable holds a large string of the entire text file. The call to len res text shows you that it is more than 6,000 characters long. Finally, calling print res text 250 displays only the first 250 characters. Programming tips: if the request failed and displayed an error message like failed to establish a new connection or max retries exceeded, then check your internet connection. Connecting to servers can be quite complicated, and I can't give a full list of possible problems here. You can find common causes of your error by doing a web search of the error message. As you've seen, the response object has a status_code attribute that can be checked against requests codes OK, a variable that has the integer value 200 to see whether the download succeeded. A simpler way to check for success is to call the raise_for_status method on the response object. This will raise an exception if there was an error downloading the file and will do nothing if the download succeeded. You can enter the given Python code into the interactive shell or Jupyter notebook. The raise_for_status method is a good way to ensure that a program halts if a bad download occurs. This is a good thing. You want your program to stop as soon as some unexpected error happens. If a failed download isn't a deal breaker for your program, you can wrap the raise_for_status line with try and except statements to handle this error case without crashing. This raise_for_status method call causes the program to output the following. There was a problem. 404 client error. Not found for URL. When you write code, then always call raise_for_status. After calling requests.get, you want to be sure that the download has actually worked before your program continues. DIY assignment. You can save the web page to a file on your hard drive with the standard open function and write method. There are some slight differences, though. First, you must open the file in write binary mode. Even if the page is in plain text, you need to write binary data instead of text data in order to maintain the Unicode encoding of the text. To write the web page to a file, you can use a for loop. I think this assignment is clear for you. The requests module simply handles downloading the contents of web pages. Once the page is downloaded, it is simply data in your program. Even if you were to lose your internet connection after downloading the web page, all the page data would still be on your computer. Python requests module has several built-in methods to make HTTP requests to specified URI using GET, POST, PUT, PATCH or HEAD requests. A HTTP request is meant to either retrieve data from a specified URL or to push data to a server. It works as a request-response protocol between a client and a server. Python's requests module provides inbuilt method called get for making a GET request to a specified URL. Let's demonstrate how to make a GET request to an endpoint. GET method is used to retrieve information from the given server using a given URL. The GET method sends the encoded user information appended to the page request. The page and the encoded information are separated by the character. Please see the example code given in the slide. Now we can learn downloading an image using requests module, so let's download the following image. Using the requests module we learned in last slide. The code that you will need to download the image is given in slide. You please note that the path to forest JPG is the actual image URL. You can put the URL of any other image here to download something else as well. This is just an example, and the given image file is about 185 kilobits in size, and you have set chunk_size to 50,000 bytes. This means that the received a chunk message should print 4 times in the terminal. The size of the last chunk will just be 39,350 bytes because the part of the file that remains to be received after the first 3 iterations is 39,350 bytes. We will continue our lessons in next video. Before that, you can refer and learn the following topics. Thank you. Don't forget to subscribe this YouTube channel.